I'm a PlayStation fan too, but hey, what is good, YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of When Persona Speaks, host of When Persona Interviews, and one half of the host of What's Up PlayStation Podcast every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And I checked my audio before I went live. So my audio should be good. Let me check. Let me triple check. Oh yeah, the audio was good. The audio was good today, guys. No more breaking out. No more of that. No more of that. No more of that. Yo, listen, man. Shout out to everybody here, man. Let me shout out everybody in the chat real quick. I wanna shout out everybody. Yo, Rollo got in the building. Rollo, man, I appreciate you for coming through, bro. Ice Queen Gaming, aka Dawn, in the building. Recently engaged. Very happy for you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Yo, T.O. Leap, what's going on with you, man? El Matador in the building. What's good, El Matador? My bro Jay Bari in the building, the other half of What's Up PlayStation Podcast. What's good with you, Bari in the building? Shout out to my boy Bari, man, because yo, that Speak from the Heart yesterday was too good, man. Oh, we gonna touch on that too. Yo, Blandrew in the building, man. I think Blandrew might be the only Nintendo guy that watches me. It might be some that lurk and watch me as well, but like, you know, Blandrew's like a real hard Nintendo dude. Like, he rocks with Nintendo, but he still comes through to the show and supports. So, you know, I appreciate Blandrew, man. Shout out to Blandrew. Who else is here, man? Who else? Yo, Vedger in the building. What's up, Vedger? Rafe the Emperor in the building. Yo, Seto Kaiba in the building. Sick Humor TV in the building. What's good with you, bro? Stealth Guy Gaming. Yo, shout out to Stealth. He actually just did a show too. Check out his channel. Check out his content. He was doing a quick show talking about, I guess, him and OBJ were fighting or something like that. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to misquote, but you know, apparently him and OBJ had words. So I'm definitely gonna listen to that show because it's always good to get the juicy gossip. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I hope they squash it and things like that. Then we got my boy ISA in the building. These are some of the early birds. Then we got my boy Caleb Kaiser. I can never do it as good as Bari, but shout out to Caleb Kaiser as well, man. I appreciate you, bro. Now look, then we got Jalen. Shout out to Jalen. Let me zoom in real quick for you. Hold up, cause we gonna have fun. Listen. Today we gonna talk. I wanna zoom in though. Hold up. Can I zoom in? Am I able to zoom in? Let me see if I maximize this. Alright, so I can't zoom in. Let me see if y'all can. Yeah, yo, Tio, man, no Godzilla spoilers, man. No Godzilla spoilers. I'm watching that after. I'm gonna watch it right after this show. So no Godzilla versus. If you've already seen Godzilla versus Kong, no spoilers, please. No spoilers. All right. So this dude. What's this dude name, man? Jalen, right? He put something in the chat before I went live. Let me see if I'm able to show it to you, man. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? I can't really like maximize it or nothing, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna copy what he said. Let me copy what he said and put it in the chat. Let me do that. Jalen said. I put what Jalen said, right? I'm gonna put what he said in the chat just now, right? So that's what Jalen. So Jalen said, he's making an entire podcast about my tweet. Dude, you're just mad I accidentally ratioed him. He shaking my head, so caught up in this console war foolishness. I want you guys to keep that in mind. Right? Keep what he says in mind, because we are going to talk about his tweet as well. But I'm actually going to make him look stupid. You see how he came through? And Jalen, I actually hope you come through to the Discord. If you're listening, come through to the Discord. Definitely come through to the Discord. Because oh yeah, I would love to have that conversation. I would love. Oh, let's talk. I love him. I love it. Let me get through my intro. We're gonna talk. I got you, Jalen. I'm gonna get you in here, Jalen. Stick around, Jalen, because we're gonna talk. I promise. Let me just shout out everybody else in the chat. Jeremy Blanger said, "I'd like to see what the narratives are in the community." Yo, shout out to Blanger. Yes, I actually rock with more PlayStation fans than anyone, believe it or not. Yeah, I believe it, man. Yo, Glorious War in the building. What's good, man? Slink in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Lay in the building. Kelvin Smith. What's good with you? Rafe the Emperor. I think I said what's up to you already. Oh yeah. He's not gonna go to the. Yo, Rex, what's good with you, man? Rex Ramos Studio, what's good with you, man? Round of applause for the people in the chat, man. Round of applause to all of you, man. I appreciate y'all. All right, so let's get to the show, man, because I really want to watch this Godzilla versus Kong. Yo, Henry Heck, what's good, man? So let's get into the show. Listen, right? So if you was, and I think I saw Arsenic. Didn't Arsenic say something too? Something slick out his mouth. What Arsenic say? Arsenic still said, before you start, are you chill or do we need to DoorDash you some ass? Yo, Arsenic, why don't you ever, yo, you know what's so funny about Arsenic? Yesterday, I said, yo, come through to the Discord. It was Speak from the Heart, open chat, right? Come through to the Discord. Oh no, I'm not no chatty. I don't chat in podcasts. I ain't chatty. I'm just listening till I get to my PS5. All this bullshit. First off, why you worry about where I stick my dick? That's one thing. Like that's one thing I never understood about men, right? Like, you know, if I'm trying to crack jokes on a man or something like that, I'm not worried about where the man sticks, where he stick his penis. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of sus to me, to even have that type of stuff on your mind, who I'm laying down with, you know, what girl I'm laying with, whatever. Why is that on your mind? Right? That's the first thing. Second thing, Arsenic, he says, you know, he ain't chatty and all this. I ain't no chatty or whatever, right? But here he is in the chat, typing off at the mouth. Typing off at the fingers. And I'm like, bro, come through to the chat and let's have a conversation. He won't come through to the chat because he ain't no chatty trying to make friends in podcasts. Yo, bro, I ain't trying to be your friend either. I ain't trying to be nobody's friend. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying come through to the chat. Let's have this conversation. You don't want to do that, but you still steady. And listen, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, don't time him out, right? Don't delete his comments. Let him keep typing in the chat like the chatty patty he is, because he won't come through to the Discord. So let him keep, so ladies and gentlemen in chat, let him keep making a fool of himself in front of all of you, because he'll keep typing in the chat, right? He's going to keep replying and saying stuff while we all are getting on about talking about what we're talking about. You'll see Chatty Patty typing off, well, Persona, I don't know why you're talking about this, Persona, you want me to send you some ass, Persona? What you trying to do? You know, so let, you know, everybody look at Arsenic and laugh. Let Arsenic be the example of a loser on social, on the internet, because he won't come through to the Discord. You can talk all that, oh, you need some ass, oh, you overacting, oh, you just a YouTube person, all this shit in the chat, but he won't come through to the Discord. Y'all don't think that's strange, ladies and gentlemen? And listen, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know me. Y'all been rocking me for a long time. Y'all know my content. Y'all know the type of person that I am, right? I want to give you guys a bit of a backstory before we get into everything, right? I'm normally a peaceful person, right? As of late. Because ask Bari, if this was 2015, 2016, man, things would be much, much different, right? But, you know, I pulled back, like, because, you know, if this was some real console war stuff, like I'm saying, back during Bang Bang days and all that stuff, the GBG, those were like the good days of like debates and console wars and all. That's where things were good. The real fights and the real arguments and things, that stuff was good. What we have now is a bunch of beta male crybabies behind a keyboard constantly talking shit about things they don't understand. The internet is littered with beta males. That's the problem here, right? Beta males, right? Because what you tend to see is, in Arsenic Steel's case, is you see somebody that will always come through to your podcast, come to your homeboy's podcast, like Sick or like Bari, right? And talk shit in the chat all the time. You don't really know what you're talking about. You don't, you're not really playing these games. You're just a YouTube personality looking for content. You're just trying to push the console war. And that's real beta male-ish, right? Because I wouldn't keep going to somebody's channel that I don't like. I wouldn't keep going to somebody's channel that I'm just going to sit in the chat and talk shit. You get what I'm saying? Even if it's some, even people that I don't get along with or people that I don't agree with, right? There's a difference between a disagreement and talking shit. So for example, I watch Planet Xbox with Smooth and Chris Righteous and Nick Banks and them. Great show. I disagree with some of the stuff they say on that show all the time. You'll see me typing things in the chat. I'll send a super chat or whatever. Say, oh, I think there's a difference between having a constructive disagreement or a constructive conversation, right? And two people disagreeing and still being able to have a conversation. Me and Bari, I've known Bari for 10 plus years. Me and Bari disagree on all the time. Believe it or not, even when it comes to PlayStation things, me and Bari disagree all the time. We can have a constructive conversation, a disagreement, and still go on about our day, go play a game together or whatever. In Arsenic Steel's case, or in a beta male's case, right? They don't have good social skills, right? They're socially awkward in real life, right? They've got no friends. They got nobody to turn to. They probably got a shitty job. They probably got a 500-pound wife that they just don't love. They just really shitty. So they come to podcasts and they come to Twitter and YouTube and all these different places and they talk shit. They come to a place like my channel, like Bari's channel, whatever, and they just in the chat talking shit continuously, ladies and gentlemen, right? And they'll keep coming back, even if they don't agree, even though they don't like your points, they'll keep coming back to your channel and they'll keep going in the chat, yapping off at the mouth like a chatty patty, right? like a chatty patty, and then have the audacity to say, do you want me to send you some DoorDash you some ass? Listen, let me explain something to y'all. First off, Arsenic Steel, from now on, you are always going to be a beta male loser in this chat. Anytime you come back to this chat, I'm not going to address you as Arsenic Steel. Whenever you come back to this chat, Arsenic, I'm always going to address you as beta male. Like, hey, beta male, what's up? So, ladies and gentlemen, from now on, whenever you see Arsenic come in the chat, don't call him Arsenic. Call him beta male. Because that's what he is. Because that's what beta males do. Beta males go to podcasts and people they don't like, and they talk shit in the chat. And then when you extend an invitation for them to come onto the show, I'm not no chatty, and I'm not trying to make friends on a podcast. I'm not trying to do any of that. So beta male Arsenic, or matter of fact, just beta male. Beta male, you can enjoy your stay. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, to the mods and everything, don't time him out. Don't delete his messages. Don't do any of that. Let him keep talking in the chat, and let him keep talking his shit, because that's what beta males do. They jump in chat, talk shit. So let him keep doing it. It's whatever. So anyway, let's go on about the show, right? So enjoy your stay, beta male Arsenic. I hope you enjoy the show. Anyway, so listen, guys. Like I said yesterday on can you give me some context? I don't really know. The context is Arsenic Steel, for a long time, and I've let Arsenic slide for a very, very long time. Very long time. He likes to come in the chat and he talks shit. He's always yapping off at the mouth. Yap, 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 yap. Yap, 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 yap. Always talking shit. Right? Talking shit in the comment section, talking shit in the live chat all the time. And I let it slide. I let it roll off like a waterfall. Cause I'm like, whatever. Right? But then, it comes a point where you just get tired of it. And you want to call him out. Cause he, Arsenic, not Arsenic, sorry. Beta male, he makes some good points sometimes in the live chat. And when I open up the chat is open for everybody, right? It's not just, for PlayStation fans it's for anybody that has a disagreement, anybody that doesn't like what I'm saying and wants to, they want to give their points or give their opinion. No one is being stopped from doing that, right? Like, you could come through and disagree with me and you'll always be welcome back as long as you're respectful. Because, don't come in here like, oh, Persona, you a dumbass, relax, but you can come through, disagree, we can have that conversation, all that other stuff, right? He never comes through to the chat, but he always has something to say. Ladies and gentlemen, he always has something to say, right? So for a long time, Bari know, for a long time, I've let this man slide, because I'm like, whatever. I just let it slide. It's a waterfall. I've taken up a new leaf of, not going in on everyone, right? And again, Bari's known me for a long time. Court has, Stealth Guy Gaming has known me for a long time, so they know what I'm talking about when I say not going in, right? But then, you're sitting there one day, you see him typing some bullshit in the chat. And so I'm like, hey, look, come through to the chat. I want you to hop in the Discord. Let's have a conversation, right? No disrespect. It's like, come through. Let's have a conversation. Oh, I'm not no chatty. I'm not trying to make friends in podcasts. I only watch this show to pass the time. All this bullshit. All these excuses, really, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, for someone that's just watching this to pass the time, you sure do type a lot in the chat. You sure do talk a lot of shit in the chat. So I'm like, if you're really trying to pass the time, come through to the Discord. He didn't want to come through. I extended that invitation on my show. Then yesterday on Bari's show, Speak From The Heart, I said, hey, look, come through to the Discord. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about your disagreements and have a conversation. He doesn't want to have that conversation. He's talking about not making friends. I'm like, listen, I'm not your friend. I'm not trying to be your friend. But yet and still, today he comes through, still talking shit. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's put Beta Male Arsenic Steel on blast, because at this point, I'm looking at it like you clearly have some type of weird infatuation with me, and I'm flattered, Arsenic. I'm flattered, but I don't swing that way. Okay, so you like I said, mods, don't delete his comments. Don't, it's fine. Let the Beta Male keep talking, right? But it seems like he has some weird infatuation with me, because he keeps coming back to my show and keeps coming back to the chat to talk shit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you a question. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to ask you a question. If you don't like somebody, right? Or if you don't really agree with somebody or whatever, or you dislike whatever, would you keep like being around that person? Like, for me personally, how I've been growing up, if I didn't like somebody, I wasn't around them. And I'm a very good judge of character, right? Where I can pick up, like, when I say, yo, this person ain't, like back in the day when I was young, when my friends would be like, oh yeah, this is such and such, I'd be like, yo, this is the, I don't really rock with him. He kind of spooky. I'm not really trying to, deal with that, and I've always been right. So I think with Beta Male Arsenic, I think he's infatuated with me. And listen, man, like I said, I'm flattered, honestly. I just don't swing that way. We're not gonna be friends, but you can still come through and support the show and all that. I appreciate that. Leave a like or dislike, whatever. It's all the same. But I don't really swing that way, my bro. And I get it. You're a beta male. You got feminine tendencies and things like that. So you're full of emotions and don't know how to handle them. I understand that. A show you can watch to teach you how to be a man. Watch Alpha Male Strategies, right? Steph is Cold, Kevin Samuels. Watch one of those Alpha Male Red Pill channels. They'll teach you how to be a man, teach you how to, move like a man, things like that. Because clearly, you don't really exhume a male type of ambiance. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Again, I'm flattered. You got a man crush on me. I'm flattered. Honestly, I just don't swing. I like women's. Okay, I like women's. Okay, Arsenic, Beta Male Arsenic. But enjoy the show, Beta Male. Sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the show. Enjoy the show, Beta Male. Anyway, let's talk about what we're gonna talk about today, right? So, again, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I really do appreciate y'all. Sick is absolutely right. Not every male is built to be an alpha. 100% correct. 100% correct. And that's why Arsenic is a beta male, because he's not built to be an alpha. But maybe in time, he could become an alpha. Who knows? Yo, Corey, what's up? So, I also want to talk about something else real quick. For me, I don't really respond to everything, right? And guys, we've had this conversation before where I said, I see crazy things on Twitter all the time. I don't respond. Part of the reason why I don't respond is because, one, it's not really worth my time. Or two, excuse me. One, it's not really worth my time. Or two, people don't know how to debate. People don't know how to have a conversation. People don't really know how to articulate their thoughts and opinions, right? What people like to do is they like to attack or belittle your stance, right? But then not really make a point of their own. Or they like to put themselves on the same playing field of, again, like this title says, what have we been, yo, Mr. Fireman, what's good, man? What have we been hearing one thing that I've been hearing for quite some time now is, especially when yo, Upchuck, what's good, bro? Especially when it comes to speaking out against something that a large majority of people may agree with when it comes to PlayStation is, I'm a PlayStation fan, or I'm a PlayStation fan too, or I'm a PlayStation guy, or whatever they want to say. I'm a Sony pony, I'm a PS fan, whatever they want to call it, right? They like to start off with that. And oftentimes when someone's starting off with that, they're going to disagree with you and try to belittle your stance or viewpoint on something that has to do with PlayStation and make it look like, oh, even though I'm a PlayStation fan, we're not in the same lane because I'm not mad about the same things that you're mad about, so that makes me the better fan. That makes me the bigger fan. I'm more mature about how I talk about things and I accept things, so that means I'm the better fan. That's what some of these people on Twitter do, right? And it's to the point for me where I'm tired. We can't let this bullshit slide, right? Because in this community, what I'm seeing a shift. Yo, OBJ, what's good, bro? I'm seeing a shift in this community, right? And the shift that I'm seeing in this community is, and I'm talking as a whole, not just PlayStation fans. What I'm seeing is a shift in this community of people looking for acceptance from influencers, acceptance from influencers, acceptance from bigger YouTubers, whatever the case may be. There's some type of acceptance or likes and retweets and things like that people validation. That's what you know what? That's the word of the day. Nope, we're gonna learn today, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people in this community are looking for validation. Definition, validation. Right? Let me share my screen. A lot of people are looking for validation, right? So what is the definition of validation, right? The action of checking or proving the validity or accuracy of something, the action of making or declaring something legally or officially acceptable, recognition or affirmation that a person or their feelings or opinions are valid or worthwhile. This is the definition that we're going to go with today, ladies and gentlemen. Validation. Recognition or affirmation that a person or their feelings or opinions are valid or worthwhile. Validation. And the problem with this and people looking for validation on social media, especially in the gaming community, it is rampant of people looking for validation. What am I talking about? So for a lot of people, there's a right and a wrong way, or for a lot of people, they think there's a right and wrong way of how you express your opinions on Twitter. So for example, this whole PlayStation 3 PS Vita store stuff and the store going away, and people are up in arms, people are talking about preservation and things like that. You got a lot of quote unquote PlayStation fans, right, looking for now listen, before I even say that, let me say this. And we've talked about this yesterday, Monday. Yeah, there's a super chat button, Damien. Oh, whoa, where is the super chat button? I just realized it's gone. No, it's still there. What's his name? Actually, one second, I could have swore, Caleb just, super chat. I don't know, I could have swore I just saw it. Anyway, where is the super chat button? That's weird. But I just lost my train of thought. Shit, I just lost my train of thought. Hold on, guys. Validation. Yo, I just lost my train of thought. What was I just saying? Oh, people on social media, they look for validation especially when it comes to this whole PlayStation 3 PS Vita store stuff, right? Let me say this, like, as my disclaimer, right? The whole preservation argument and things like that, there's going to be a lot of us that are going to be on one side or the other, right? That's fine, right? That's perfectly fine, right? You guys know my stance. I personally feel like for the people that have PlayStation 5s, for the people that bought games digitally, because on PlayStation 3, if you still got your PS3, it's going to be there. Like, you'll still be able to download those games and things like that. So the preservation in that sense is there. You've got your PS3, you log into your account, you download the games, that's it. For those that have physical, which a lot of you do, and a lot of folks do, that preservation is there, and it's for you. You have the games, right? Right? But here's the issue. The people... Yo, shout out to Barry on the super chat. Barry said, I'm gonna fix the super chat button too. Not the button, but the notifications. But Barry says, Arsenic, are you okay? I just wanted to check on your feelings, LOL. Yo, amazing live roast. So shout out to my bro Barry. And I know Caleb did do a super chat earlier. Let me see. Oh yeah, okay. Shout out to Caleb too for the $5 super chat. Caleb said, "You watch Planet Xbox? Ew." Hey man, listen, yo, Smooth is my boy, man. I've known Smooth for a long time, and I've seen his growth. So I'm always gonna support Smooth, man. That's my boy. So yeah, I do watch Planet Xbox. I do. That's probably one of the only Xbox podcasts I do watch, honestly. But when it comes to this community, right? A lot of people in this community, they want you to agree or disagree with things in a specific way, right? And when you speak on specific things in this community, it is looked at as wrong based off how you convey it, right? So for example, for me, you guys know that when I disagree with something, especially when it's something with PlayStation, I'm always gonna give you guys the facts, right? And then give my opinion on how I feel, right? No misinformation, no lies, none of that, right? There is none of that coming from me, right? There are people in this community that are for lack of a better, and this is from what I'm viewing, they are afraid to disagree about something that a lot of people, especially a lot of bigger YouTubers, personalities, and things like that, something that they agree with, they're afraid to disagree out of fear of the community retaliation or people jumping on you and things like that. Persona, what are you talking about, right? So, shout out to Jalen. I'm gonna get Jalen in the chat too, man. After I show off this tweet, because I want to talk. I definitely want to have this conversation with him. Shout out to the retweets too. Yo, y'all like the thumbnail today? Tell me y'all like that thumbnail today, man. Tell me the thumbnail is nice. Oh, y'all can't even see my screen. Hold up. Tell me y'all like that thumbnail today, man. I did work on the thumbnails. I'm getting better. With the thumbnails. Also, shout out to J-Tech for creating my logo. I appreciate that. Big shout out to him. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna talk about Jemiah. Yo, hey, yo, Jemiah, my boy, but Jemiah gonna get a talking to as well with that bullshit he tried to tag me in earlier. He gonna definitely hear me. Hold up, I'm trying to find the tweet. Give me a second, guys. Okay, this is like these dudes been going like back and forth like for a minute too. All right, here we go. We gonna start it off here, right? Because I want to give you guys the full picture. Right, so shout out to Brian Altano, right? I definitely want Brian Altano to come on the show when Persona interviews. I would love to sit down with him and have a conversation, not just about this, but have a conversation about just, gaming, the industry, just, period. I would love to have him for an interview. And I asked him in this tweet, hey, look, let's have a more formal conversation. He never replied to me, right? So, there's that. But anyway, so Brian, he puts, I really, really wish that PlayStation was as serious about preserving their legacy and video game software history as Xbox is. I know a lot of people don't care about old games, but being able to have access to games from generations ago on my Series X is great. Step it up, Sony. That's what Brian said, right? Now, I was trying to make this point yesterday on Speak from the Heart, but, just a lot of things going on. Let me get these super chats real quick. Yo, shout out to Sick Humor TV with the $10 super chat. I said, just because. I appreciate you, Sick, bro. Appreciate you, man. And then the Hot Suma, man. Shout out to you, man. He says, they're frauds, not fans, but rather fakes joining into controversial controversial that fit their agenda. I'm a PlayStation fan, but pure BS starter. Exactly. Shout out to Hatsuma because he knows where I'm going with this conversation, right? So, Brian says this, and listen, and I said this to Brian as well. I know that this is Twitter because I asked a simple question because this was let me explain my angle, right? Let me scroll down to me, right? So, all right, so I asked a simple question. So because I was curious because people that feel this strongly about backwards compatibility, you would think that they would still be playing some of these old games, like they're in their regular rotation. And this is just a theory. This is just something that I think, right? But I think with a lot of people in this community that are so hung up on backwards compatibility, one, the data, and again, this data is a bit dated and it was focused on Xbox, but the data from the backwards compatibility usage on Xbox from 2016, 2017, or 2018 or whatever was only about 3 to 5%. So only 3 to 5% were actually taking advantage of backwards compatibility. That's one. Two, oftentimes for a lot of people, it's not even about playing the games. It's about knowing that the games are there. A lot of people don't even have any. A lot of people haven't even played a lot of these old games from PS3 or damn sure Vita. What were people saying about the Vita? Oh, well, the Vita is just a JRPG machine. I don't really want that. But people are sucking Nintendo's dick about all these indies and JRPGs and things like that. But with Vita, oh yeah, I don't want that. It's just a JRPG machine. They're releasing too many Japanese games. I don't want console-like experiences on the go. There's a reason why the Vita was discontinued. There's a reason why not too many games were coming out for the Vita after a while. Right? There's a reason for that. Right? So people want that peace of mind of like, oh yeah, I'm probably never going to play, I'm trying to think of like a PS3 game. I'm probably never going to play Ridge Racer 7 or Genshu Day of the Blade. I'm probably never going to play, or Resistance Fall of Man. And mind you, those servers are shut down, so you can only play single player. But anyway, I'm probably never going to play those games again, but, those games still should be something that I have access to all the time because, it's just peace of mind. They need to do preservation. They need to just keep these games. I always want to be able to have access to these games, even if I'm not going to play them. People will use that argument. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I hear you. I understand you. My question is this. What are you playing right now? Because I'm just curious. Right? Because you feel very strongly about this, rightfully so, right? I'm not here to take that, or I'm not here to diminish that. You feel very strongly. Cool. What games are you playing right now? So that was the question that I wanted to ask Brian Altano, because I'm curious. What games are you playing right now? What's up? Right? You get all these losers that sucking Brian dick in my replies. I'm trying to get to Brian Altano's reply. Let me see. Yeah, like all these dudes. Like look at all these dudes. Like Chrono Trigger actually. You know, like dude, get off. Like no one's talking to you. I'm talking to Brian. No one is talking to you. Mind your business, right? Oh, we're gonna get to this captain dude in a second. I want to see his reply. Okay, here we go. So he says, right now I'm playing Yakuza 0, Resident Evil 4, Doom 2, and Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. The only PS, actually no, that was remastered in on PS4. And Doom 2, I'm assuming Doom 2 is the new Doom that just came out, and Yakuza 0 is a remake. Or no, Yakuza 0 is a brand new game, right? And Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, that's a PlayStation 4 game, right? So all the games you're playing right now are PlayStation 4 titles, right? And he clearly he saw my angle because he wants to get smart. Like right now, I'm playing Yakuza 0, Resident Evil 4, Doom 2, and Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. For breakfast, I had oatmeal with bananas, peanut butter, and cinnamon. Yo, like you getting smart, like cause you yourself feel like, and again, this is me being a little cocky, but you know, whatever, I could be cocky. You yourself prove my point. What are you playing right now? Backwards compatibility is great, right? Backwards compatibility, you know, preservation and things like that always need to be there. I agree. I agree. Preservation, PlayStation definitely needs to do a good job at preservation, a better job at preservation. I agree with you. I agree with everyone that feels like that. But, oh yeah, there's always a but with me. When they get to it, I don't care. It's not at the top of my list. And clearly, it's not at the top of yours either. Because what are you playing right now? Yakuza 0, Resident Evil 4, Doom 2, and Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. So in reality, he proved my point. All games are on PlayStation 4. All games are backwards compatible. Because PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible with PlayStation 4. So technically, you are playing backwards compatible games on PlayStation 4 with the PlayStation 4 games. What are you playing right now? Where's the Ratchet and Clank: A Quest for, what's that? Ratchet and Clank: A Quest for Booty. Where's Brute Force from Xbox OG? Where's Halo Combat Evolved? Where's Resistance 1? Ridge Racer 7? Where's GT 5? Where's Soul Reaver? Where's the original Final Fantasy 7? Where's Gex? Where's Legend of Dragoon? Where's Wild Arms 1? Wild Arms 2? Where's Valkyrie Profile? Where are all these old games that people care so much about? Why are you not playing them now? You telling me not one of those games is in your rotation? Not one? Not one old PS1, PS2, PS3, whatever. Not one of those games is in your rotation right now. Why? PlayStation needs to do better at preserving. Okay. I'll give you that. But what are you playing right now? Where are you getting your enjoyment right now? For the rest of this year, where is your enjoyment? Where does it lie? From as far as I can see, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One X, Xbox One X, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One or One X games. because even the games, even if you playing these games on Game Pass, these are games from Xbox One generation, which was the last generation, even with Resident Evil 4, which is a remaster. So what backwards compatible enjoyment are you really missing out on here and now? That's the question. And I don't want to hear that, oh, I'm a PlayStation fan too, Persona. We're going to get to him in a second. But that's my question. Everything that you're enjoying can be enjoyed on a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X or S, thanks to backwards compatibility with the previous generation. And all four of the, all four of these games are backwards compatible games made available on both consoles. Especially if you own the games on PlayStation, you just play them. You just download them and play them. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, am I off here? Like, I'm seriously, I'm really asking y'all too. Am I off here with what I'm talking about? Let me know in the chat. Am I off with what I'm saying? Because that was my question. Because I wanted to get an understanding of what is it that you're trying to play that you can't play. Because if he would have said, oh, okay, I'm playing. If he would have said, oh, I'm playing SOCOM. I'm just naming games here. If he was saying I'm playing SOCOM Clash of Thieves or whatever, not Jesus. If he would have said I'm playing SOCOM Confrontation or Metal Gear Solid Guns of Patriots, or if I'm playing Resistance Fall of Man, whatever. If he would have said any of those old games, right? My follow-up question would have been, oh, so you are playing those old games. How are you playing them? Oh, I'm playing them on my PlayStation 3. So, in the present moment, what's the problem? Yes, preservation is important. Yes, 100%. But in the present moment, what's the problem? Because if you were playing those super old games from PS3 or Vita, right? I'm sure he has his Vita, so he can download those games and still play them anyway. And if he doesn't have a PlayStation 3, he wouldn't be playing those games anyway. So if you are playing those old games, how are you playing them now? Oh, well, I still have my PlayStation 3. So then this tweet was made because of what? That was the angle that I was trying. That was the angle that I was trying to get at. But he got smart. And I'm like, bro, relax. Outriders, Pyromancer Gang early. Hey, Magnificent Black with that $25 super duper chat. Oh, big shout out to Magnificent. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, bro. And yes, I'm very excited for Outriders as well. I'm actually going to be streaming it this weekend. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm actually going to change my class too. I might be going with that time-based class. I forgot, right, what the name of it is. But anyway, so then, because listen, I understand that, I understand that, especially with Brian Altano and a lot of the IGN crew, I know that they get a lot of hate. A lot of people harass them. A lot of people troll them and things. I don't do none of that stuff, right? If I'm replying to one of these blue check or white check motherfuckers, I'm really trying to have a conversation. I ain't here to troll you. I ain't here to talk about your mama. I ain't here for all that. I'm really replying to have a conversation and really understand why you posted this and give my thoughts and things like that, right? So, I still kept it cool. Cause I'm like, whatever, he's used to getting attacked. So he's probably on the defensive. He's on the attack mode, whatever. So all right, let me ease him down a little bit. So I'm like, yo, look, no need for all that, bruh. No need for all that, bruh. I'm just asking a question. Tone it down a notch. I get it's Twitter, but everyone isn't on the attack when replying to your tweet. Even if I don't agree with your tweet, even if I don't agree with you, and this goes for anybody that I reply to on Twitter, even if I don't agree with you, I'm not coming in on the attack, like, you know, trying to get out of character. But then, you know, after I tweeted that, I thought about it. Matter of fact, let me finish saying what I was saying. So then he goes, I don't know what you're looking for here exactly. If I wasn't currently playing a game from 15 years ago, this exact second, would you argue that Sony needs to do a better job of preserving their history not being valid? And I'm saying, so then I replied, whatever games you purchased are still accessible. And this is the thing that people just can't seem to look or see past or won't accept. Whatever games you've purchased are still going to be accessible if you own a PlayStation 3, if you still own it. Download it, play the games, whatever you want to do. Also, PS Now has a large selection of PS3 games to play as well. Right? Now, is PS Now selection perfect? Does it have every single game, PlayStation game under the sun? No. Do they need to put the PS1, PS2 games in there? Yeah. Yeah, I think they do. Right? Especially to make that service more appealing if they want. Right? But, you know, we're talking about PS3. Right? And this is the problem, too. Because people trying to lump in PS1 and PS2 and all this bullshit. No, we're talking about PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita and PlayStation and PSP. Okay? We're not talking about PS1. And this is what I'm saying with some of these people in this community. They try to lump in extra shit. They try to lump in extra bullshit to make it seem a lot worse than what it is in the moment. Right? Oh, you know, we can't play PS1 games. We can't play PS2 games. We can't play. Yo, we talking about PS3, PS Vita, and PSP. Here's my second question. Do you own a PSP? I'm not asking Brian that. This is more of a hypothetical that I'm asking you, the chat. For these people that are mad, do you own a PSP or a PlayStation Vita? No, I sold it. Why? Oh, it was trash. Really? How many people said the Vita was trash and didn't have games? How many times have you seen that on Twitter? How many times have you seen that be talked about in podcasts, on social media? How many times have you heard, how many times have you seen that be said that the Vita was a trash console or it wasn't that good, it didn't have that many good games? How many times have we heard this? Right? Suddenly Vita games matter? Suddenly you want to play Muramasa's Rebirth, right? Suddenly you trying to play Call of Duty Declassified. Suddenly you trying to play Unit 13, right? All of a sudden you want to play Uncharted Golden Abyss, right? Right? Although people say that was the worst Uncharted, that's what you want to play. I don't get it. Right? Then let's get to this other guy. And then I'm going to bring him in. So let's get to the brown nose. So again, shout out to Brian Altano. You know, nothing against him. Like I said, I do hope he comes through to the show. That'd be pretty cool. I think it would be a pretty good conversation. So let's get to this other guy. Let's get to this guy. So he goes, I'm a PlayStation fan too. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Bruh.
I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Bruh.
I'm a PlayStation fan too. 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 You know how I feel about you being a PlayStation fan too?
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I'm a PlayStation fan too. Right? So, let's read this. I'm a PlayStation fan too, but you ain't got to try and defend every single thing Sony does. This is an L on PlayStation's part, and if they have something planned to combat this, then it should be communicated. If he replied and told you he was playing a PS3 game, then what? I'm a PlayStation fan too. Listen, man. I'm gonna let MJ talk.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help, man. Get some help, man. Get some help. We're gonna start off like that. I'm a PlayStation fan too. Right? So let me start off and say this. Right? To you, I'm a PlayStation fan too, but motherfuckers, don't reply to me. Don't message me. Nothing. Right? Because when I've said this a while back, when it's time to actually start being vocal about the shit that play. Hold on. I had to buy a brand new, that was the delivery guy. I had to buy a brand new Switch Pro controller because I lost mine. Oh shit. I was looking for it yesterday and I like tore my whole house apart and it's gone. And so I was like, you know what? Because I want to play Monster Hunter, but I need a Pro controller, man. I can't play on handheld, and I damn sure can't use them Joy-Cons. And I'm going to stream that this weekend, too. So I was like, you know what? Let's buy a controller. Yo, Blackbeard, you funny. I'm a PlayStation fan, too. Right? So what was I saying? Okay, so let me explain something to y'all, right? When it's time to be vocal about the shit that matters or the bigger things that people need to speak on, PlayStation being not putting out news the way they should, right? Putting walls of text with no pictures, PlayStation exclusives going to PC and slowly but surely upping how long a game is out before it goes to PC. Or shortening how long a game is out before it goes to PC, as we can see with the track record. First Horizon Zero Dawn, now Days Gone, a slew of other games supposed to be on the horizon to be going to PC, right? The things that I'm vocal about when it comes to PlayStation, when I'm critical of PlayStation, right? When I'm speaking on PlayStation and the things that to me I don't agree with, to me things that just don't sit right with me. Oh, well, Persona, I gotta be honest with you, Persona, you're overreacting. You are overreacting, Persona. I gotta be honest with you. It's not that big a deal. Like, Persona, I just don't get it. Why are you overreacting over, games going to PC? Like, exclusives aren't that important, Persona. I mean, why are you so up in arms about PlayStation not being forthcoming with news, even though it's 2021 and Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West is supposed to be coming out this year, but we still don't have it? That's not that big a deal, Persona. You don't really need to be talking about. Why do you keep talking about this, Persona? Why do you keep talking about what PlayStation is doing wrong? Let's talk about what PlayStation does right, Persona. You getting all these games, Persona, exclusives. Persona, Persona, I don't really care about those old games going to PC, Persona. Because I'm be honest with you, Persona. I got these new games, right? these new exclusives on PlayStation 5, that's really what I care about. That's really what I care about, Persona. I care about the new games going to PC. I mean, coming to PlayStation. That's really all I care about. So I don't really know why you keep talking about this, Persona. You gotta reel it in, Persona. You know what I have to say to that? You know what I have to say to that?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Shame. Shame. Because when I'm critical, I'm overreacting. But then when I disagree with something, or when I'm not as critical as everybody else that overreacts about things they really don't care about, when I'm not as critical to the community, to PlayStation, about something that, I gotta be honest with you, I really don't give a fuck about, and I really don't care at the level that people care. Because like I've said on Monday, I'm looking to the future of gaming, right? What if last year people were sucking PlayStation off all year? The future of gaming. We believe in generations. Oh wait, let's go. Oh wait. Oh wait. Let's go down that path. Oh yes. PlayStation Nation, let's go down that path. Oh yeah, let's go back in time, ladies and gentlemen. Put on your tinfoil hats, guys. We are going on a journey. We are going on a journey back in time. We are on the Starship Enterprise. This is Star Trek. I'm Captain Jean-Luc Picard, and we are going warp 9 back in time to 2020, summer of 2020. And let's talk about PlayStation Nation when Jim Ryan said, "We believe in generations." We believe in generations, which means what? That means we leave the old gen behind and we push forward and focus on the new console. And what was the PlayStation Nation saying? Oh my God! Jim Ryan, I love you! PlayStation, you are so much the best. I don't care about generations either. I don't care about people on old consoles being able to play games. I don't care. You people were ready to leave PlayStation 4 in the rearview mirror for PlayStation 5. You were ready, willing, and able because you did not care. You were ready to leave PlayStation 4 in the rearview mirror for PlayStation 5 exclusive games and next-gen consoles. That was 2020. That was 4 months ago. You were making fun of Xbox because they were still talking about creating games across three different families of consoles. But like always, the same energy is never kept. Because when PlayStation turned the knob up a little bit and be like, oh yeah, we really about to leave shit behind now, you start panicking. You don't stand by your convictions. You bitch up. But in 2020, you believed in generations. In 2020, you believed in generations. In 2020, you believed in generations. Where's that energy? Here we go with the excuses in the chat. Y'all were making fun of Xbox for focusing on old games. Now y'all comparing play. This is how crazy this work. This is how crazy this community is right now. Y'all are comparing PlayStation to Xbox, knowing the position PlayStation is in right now. Knowing the games that's on the horizon, you got the nerve to compare PlayStation to Xbox? Because of old games and Game Pass? Yo. Yo, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. PlayStation got Horizon dropping in 31 days. Ratchet and Clank. And you talking about comparing Xbox to PlayStation and talking about PlayStation's doing better? Are you stupid?
Bruh.
Are you serious? All these old games that, and yes, Xbox is definitely focusing on, they're doing good. They're doing a better job with preservation, and they're definitely doing a better job of supporting these old games and bringing these old games back and all this other stuff, right? That's fine. But then what about next gen? What about new games? The Series S and X released with no new games. It released with no new games. And you talking to me about success? You talking to me about backwards compatibility, something that 3 to 5, maybe 10% of people are utilizing? Are you out of your mind? Xbox has 23 studios and we got no launch games? And Xbox is doing good for the gamer, for the consumer? Are you out of your mind? PlayStation needs to step up. Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? Yo, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, y'all hear this? Are y'all hearing this, man? Are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? PS Now is not a good service, but has over 800 games. And PlayStation needs to step up and do better? PlayStation has games on the horizon. Next gen games, exclusives. Second party exclusives, third party exclusives. Games on the horizon. We just got finished looking at Forspoken, which is coming out for PlayStation next year. Final Fantasy 16, Horizon, God of War, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Deathloop, Guilty Gear Strive, Solar Ash, Kena Bridge of Spirits. And you telling me PlayStation and then 800 games in PS Now? You motherfuckers don't even own 800 games. You haven't even played 800 games in your life. But PlayStation needs to do better. PlayStation needs to step it up. What? What? instant access to over more than 800 PS4, PS3, and PS2 games on a PS4 and Windows PC and PS5, because, obviously PS5 is out now, and PlayStation needs to step it up? PlayStation's not doing enough? Goes back to my original question. What are you playing right now? What are you playing right now? You ask them that, they get defensive. You ask them that, you get this bullshit about, I'm a PlayStation fan too. I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm a PlayStation fan. But I'm a PlayStation fan. Persona, I'm a PlayStation fan too, and I'm not angry. I'm not defending Sony, Persona. You can be a fan and not defend every little thing. You gotta learn to be more critical, Persona. But you know what? Let's hear from him. Jalen, are you in the chat? Let me see. Jalen, are you in the chat? I want to have a conversation. Oh, he's here too. Ooh-wee. I see you, Jalen.
I'm right here. How's everyone doing?
Ooh-wee. See, Jalen, you know that arsenic still beta male. He wouldn't he won't come through to the chat and have a conversation because he's just a chatty patty. He like to type in the chat. Twitter fingers, you know what they say, Twitter fingers go to Twitter, trigger fingers.
Fingers are for Twitter, yeah.
Twitter fingers stay on Twitter fingers. You feel me? But anyway, round of applause for my boy Jalen, man. Captain JT Will 1021. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love that he
it.
pulled up to the chat. Oh wait, I'm hyped tonight. Jalen, please introduce yourself to the people, and if you got a YouTube channel or anything like that, just shout out your stuff.
My name obviously is Jalen. My Twitter handle is JTWill1021. I'm not much of a content creator.
Okay.
I also have a PSN. Obviously, it's Real Madrid 1021, capital R, capital M. Everything else is lowercase. And so don't be expecting any content from me. But I don't know if you guys want to have me on the show more often. Then I'll be pleased to talk about games more often.
Yeah.
So
listen, I want to put the disclaimer out there, right? We're most likely going to disagree in this conversation that we're about to have, which is perfectly fine. But it's never personal. Right? Yeah. It's always in the realm of gaming. You get what I'm saying? But I do appreciate you coming through. So, I've been talking enough, right? I'm thirsty anyway. So I want you to explain your side and kind of give your stance for the people in the chat so that they understand.
Okay, so my stance would be that just because you are the worldwide leaders in gaming, I think we can all agree that PlayStation is the most, powerhouse name in the industry right now. Doesn't mean you can't step it up. You can't do better. And I honestly feel, Persona, I'm not familiar with your YouTube channel. I discovered you through Twitter, the whole console war industry, the gaming industry, Broken Games, HDR, Kids Move. I watched all of those guys. And then I kind of got woven and I kind of ran into you because, I know it's a meme now at this point, but I'm a PlayStation guy, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I did discover you. I consider myself a lightweight fan of all of you guys. I kind of check in and out, but I'm also a fan of those journalists, those guys like Brian Altano, Jonathan Thornbush, Greg Miller at Kind of Funny Games. I watch all of these guys. So I feel like I have a well-versed knowledge in the industry, decent. I'm not going to pat myself on the back or anything like that.
Are you a journalist? Are you a journalist yourself or anything, or
not
affiliated
myself.
with the industry? Oh, okay.
No, not at all. But I would love to be. Not the point. Yeah, neither here or there. So I think the fair argument to make, and you can still disagree. I think to be honest with you, I think it's a good chance you still will agree. But so the argument is that some of the best PlayStation 3 games of all time are playable on the PS4 and PS5 as we speak. God of War 3, you know, with the remaster, the Uncharted, Nathan Drake collection, with that remastered. Obviously, Last of Us remastered. But there are still some legendary games from the past couple generations that we still can't play on the PS3 or the PS4 and the PS5 without playing it through PlayStation Now. And my examples would be the Metal Gear Solid 4s of the world, the GTA 4s of the world. And I know you wanted to, not include the PS2, but I think this is what people are talking about when they say they want Sony to preserve their history. Sony has you can argue that their history is just as legendary, if not more, than Nintendo's. And I know that sounds insane, but think about it. There's so many great games. The Def Jam games. I know those are like those are third-party games and stuff like that by EA. But if you try to go get those right now, those games are absurdly expensive on Amazon and eBay. So we don't want to lose games like that through time. So it would be nice if it was possible, if there was some kind of effort. We're not expecting Sony to be perfect. We're not expecting them to do the impossible and make PlayStation 1 through PlayStation 3, playable on the 4 and the 5. We know that's not going to happen. But if we're looking at Xbox right now and there's effort there. Now, we clown Xbox a lot because their history isn't as good as PlayStation's. They're not backed by the Metal Gear series. They only got the HD remake like 7 years ago or something like that. Or the collection. But PlayStation has that legendary backlog. So it would be very much appreciated if there was some kind of attention in that department.
So
because the games.
Let me stop you right there.
Go ahead.
Let me stop you right there. Every game you mentioned is not a PlayStation exclusive. What are we doing about that?
Okay, so every game right there is not a PlayStation. No, not necessarily, but there are people.
So no, hold on. So the games that you would want, right? So all right, so let's even go even further back. So let's say a PlayStation 1 title, right? Like Gex, Legend of Dragoon, something like that, right?
Right.
Are you playing that now?
No, I'm not playing Gex.
What games are you playing? What games are you playing
right now? Right now, believe it or not, I am playing MGS5 because I'm a big MGS fan. I'm playing
Metal
Doom
Gear Solid
2016.
5? You said MGS?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay, Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Doom
a PlayStation
2016.
4. That's a PlayStation 4 game, by the way.
It is. I know. Okay. I'm playing Skate 1 through 3 just because I'm a huge Skate fan. Those are games that I can't.
How are you playing those games?
I'm playing them through disc on my PS3. But
so
I don't want
to. We're not going to skip over that. So you own a PlayStation 3?
I own all PlayStations, yes.
So you own all PlayStations and you still have your games that you bought for those consoles?
Yep.
So are you preserving your collection?
I am preserving my collection, but let's be honest.
No. Hold on. No. I need a yes or no because I have a follow-up question. So my question is, you have PlayStation 1 through, you have a PS5, right? I'm assuming?
Yep.
All right, so you have PS1 through PS5, yes? You still got your disc for all those consoles, right?
Yes.
Are you
some of them? Yes.
Are you going to preserve your collection?
Yes, I'm going to preserve.
So then, how does PlayStation shutting down the store or preservation of PlayStation affect you directly?
How does it affect me directly?
Yes.
I want to be able to purchase these games
digitally. No.
And
you own.
I'm answering your question.
No, what I'm saying, you own the console though.
Right.
You own the console.
So if you let me finish.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let me finish. I'll get around to it.
Okay, go ahead.
The problem so much so isn't that I don't have a way to play them. The problem is the PS3 controller is very outdated. It's very cheap. And it just, after playing the PS4 for 7 years and the PS5 for about 5 months or so, it's kind of hard to go back and play on the DualSense. The DualShock 3. It's really hard to go back and play on that. So, and I know the argument is, remote play. You can plug your PS4 controller and your PS5 controller up to your PS3. Guess what? There's no vibration. So if I want to play with a sturdy controller, I have to play on a McDonald's Happy Meal controller, a super cheap. You squeeze it. I'm grown now. I'm 22 years old. I have huge hands. So playing on the PS3 is not really an option if I want to be immersed. But I want to be immersed. I know Metal Gear Solid 4 is on PlayStation Now. I know it's not literally, just tied to the PS3. Well, it kind of is, but there's ways to play it. I don't want to play MGS4 on that controller. I want to play it on the PS4 controller or at the PS5 controller. And I want vibration, So and let's not act like PlayStation Now has perfect quality connect. Not everybody has, internet to where it's not going to have, delays and lags and stuff like that. and then they're not gonna remaster or port games like Metal Gear Solid 4 over to the PS4 and PS5 PlayStation Store ecosystem. But it would be nice if they did something like that. But they're doing it with God of War. Like I said, the aforementioned God of War, Uncharted games. But there are still games out there that we would like to play with these new controllers and vibration. We don't want to be missing any of the gadgets, and I'm not saying adaptive triggers, that's insane. But basic vibrations is my argument. Playing on a good controller here in 2021, that's what I'm getting at. That's my take.
So I understand. Your disdain with PlayStation has to do with convenience, and
yes.
So you're
Just
mad
effort.
you're mad at
Not mad.
PlayStation because of convenience.
Not mad.
Okay, not mad.
Better.
You disagreed. So so for you, you're not satisfied, or you feel they can do better because, despite owning all the consoles, you want to feel vibration in the controller.
Yeah, and a better controller overall, because I think that, the PS3 controller was memed 15 years ago, and it's still meme today. So.
Excuse me, what? I want you to hear what you just said.
Yeah.
You feel PlayStation needs to do better because there's no vibration in a PlayStation 1 game?
Yeah, you can be dismissive all you want about that.
No. I'm just trying. So,
now you're laughing, but it's a valid argument.
Jalen, my brother.
Persona.
Are you black or white? My brother. Black. Okay, my brother. What? Do you hear? But do you hear? Like, that sounds. I don't know. Like,
is that not a valid? Is that not a valid argument?
No, it's not, because
so you disagree.
Yes, I do disagree wholeheartedly, because
okay.
Your whole argument is that you don't want to play on the controllers that these games were built for, in the time that they were created and built for. You want a next gen or a higher gen experience for a game that was built when those types of things weren't even thought of.
Didn't say. I literally stated not too long ago. I said I don't need the adaptive triggers. I know that it's absurd.
I'm not talking about adaptive triggers or even haptic feedback. Right. I'm just talking rumble, right?
Yeah, rumble.
That type of thing. One, you are getting that on a PlayStation 3 with a lot of those games, because rumble and 6-axis and all that stuff. PS2, yes, as well. PS1, not so much, but those games weren't built with that feature for a lot of those super old games. But you own all the consoles. This is what I don't understand, right? You own all the consoles, but you still have a problem with preservation, despite you owning every console and the games that come with it. That's what I'm.
My take is convenience. That's my take.
So your take is convenience, but you have all the consoles.
Convenience.
You
can
conveniently can shut on the console. You can conveniently turn on the console and put the disc in and play the game. I don't understand how much more convenient. Okay. So
why do you
want everything
as a
on one
Sony
console?
Executive and not a consumer?
Say it again.
I feel like you think as a Sony executive and not a consumer.
No, as a consumer, right? I'm looking at PlayStation 5 and what I can't wait to play in the future.
So guess what? What are we playing right now? Like, let's be honest, Demon's Souls was a launch day game. We went from November 12th of 2020, and now it is currently March 31st of 2021, and we got another month before Returnal comes out. By the way, not Horizon, but Returnal. Returnal's coming out. So we're sitting here in this quarantine, and there isn't much to play. And I know you can argue, Godfall. Nobody's playing Godfall right now. Nobody's playing Destruction All Stars. This is the perfect time.
I've played Destruction All Stars.
Yes.
I'm also playing. Hold on.
The overwhelming majority. Go ahead.
I'm playing Destiny 2. I'm about to be playing Outriders. I'm playing Ys 9. I'm playing P5 Strikers. I'm finishing up Persona 5 Royal. I'm playing through the Trials of Cold Steel. I'm playing a ton of different games right now. What are you playing, sir? Like you said what you're playing. You're playing Doom 2016 and a bunch of other games. There's plenty to play right now. There might not be things out that you want to that you personally want to play right now, but there are games out right now to play. Whose problem is that, though?
The argument is not that there isn't games to play. The argument is that in times like this, when we are waiting for the most highly anticipated PlayStation exclusive of the year, it'd be nice to play some of those old games because nostalgia makes money.
But but you are playing those games, right? Like, if you wanted
Yeah.
to, you can play those games right now because you own all the consoles. So again, your argument is invalid because you own all the consoles. So even in this period of, I'm doing air quotes, even in this period of quote unquote drought, you still have all the consoles in your home that you can plug and play till the game comes out on the PlayStation 5 that you want to play. Yes or no?
Not at the experience that I want to play them. It's that simple.
And that experience is Rumble.
Like I said, you're very dismissive. I noticed when I told you how I discovered your Twitter account.
That just
and I don't know. Because you said about an hour ago when you started the stream. Forgive me if it wasn't accurate, but you said that you're typically a peaceful guy. You like to take the peaceful route, and I kind of look at myself that way. I like to have like discourse and like actually talk about games and just talk about just anything. And I noticed your tweet. Well, maybe you took it the wrong way when the likes came in. You pulled up the validation, definition on Google and stuff like that. I don't need other people's. I don't need all those likes that I had. I honestly feared that would happen because that would send you off the edge and be like, okay, so now this is a Twitter war. No, that's not what my point was. Yeah. I saw your GIF. No Twitter war. First of all, you were dismissive. Because you were like, who are you? And you dropped this gif of this little boy just looking confused. And when you do things like that, I understand. You're kind of you're an entertainer at the end of the day. So I didn't take it no offense. I'm like, okay, he has a fan base. And his fan base, wants to see, clownery
I don't
memes
call,
and stuff
I don't
like
call
that.
my, I mean, for me, I call them supporters, not fans, because I feel like that's
okay,
demeaning,
supporters, okay.
I
understand, your supporters and stuff like that. So I'm very considerate. And I didn't feel like I got like a mature response, like a mature disagreement, like you treated one of the most well-known producers at IGN, Brian Altano. So
see, this is the thing. You came into the tweet saying, "I'm a PlayStation fan."
I did.
I'm a PlayStation fan too. Like that's supposed to give.
Yeah, I was afraid.
Hold on. No. You said that.
Right.
No, because I know why you said that, and that's why I use validation as the word of the day for the podcast today. Because you starting off with saying I'm a PlayStation fan is supposed to subconsciously tell me, oh, listen to what I'm about to say because I'm a PlayStation fan, so we're on the same level in terms of what we enjoy. We both enjoy the same thing because right after you said you're a PlayStation fan, you then went into saying you don't have to defend everything PlayStation does. And that's how I knew that's why I asked, who are you, right? Because the people that follow me on Twitter or even listen to the show and things like that, and you can ask anyone in the chat, anyone that's been listening, for or whatever, I am very, very critical of PlayStation. Always. Just last week, I was getting in PlayStation's ass about the lack of news and news not being up to par. Since last year, I've been vocal about PlayStation putting games on PC. Whenever PlayStation slips up, I have no problem pointing out their L's. And at the beginning of the show, and on my show Monday, and even on Twitter, I said, preservation is something that I do agree with that PlayStation needs to do a better job at doing. If they are going to be putting these games into the PS Now, and that's when I mentioned PS Now though, because just to stick to the realm of PlayStation 3, over 800 titles are on the PS Now. Then
but are they
hold on. Oh, come on. Jalen, come on, man. Jalen, come on, man.
Yeah, let's.
Are they good? So, are you going to push the goalpost every time? It's 800 games, but are they good games? Well, they're PlayStation 3.
Because it's different from everybody. I'm not making the argument that they're bad. It varies. It depends on the person. Not everybody thinks 800 of those games are good games. A lot of people want to play those games. Like we can't play Skate 3. Skate 3 is like a cult classic of a game that everybody is still playing today.
Who owns Skate 3?
Who owns Skate 3? EA owns Skate 3. But
so who you? Wait, no, hold on.
Yeah,
so who do you need to?
EA for not remastering it. But at the same time, that's problem. Xbox has figured that out. You can play Skate 3 on the Xbox One. You can play Skate 3 on the Xbox Series X.
How do you? So before you even push that anger towards PlayStation, how do you know Xbox does? No, okay, not anger, disdain, dislike, frustration, whatever you want to call it. Before you get at PlayStation, why not think, maybe you know, there's a deal between EA and Microsoft to where the game can only be there to give them to give Game Pass or whatever.
I consider that
more value.
I considered that, but guess what?
But then why?
If you implement a backwards compatibility feature to your console, you won't have to wait for a.
You cut out. I didn't.
I'm sorry. I got a phone call. I got a phone
Okay.
call.
All right.
But if you had a built-in backwards compatibility like software, then guess what? You wouldn't have to wait for a license deal to end. That's what the preserving your history. If you lock it down, if you make sure there was a way that the 4 generations of PlayStation fans can play the games that they grew up playing, or in otherwise just can't access them, then this wouldn't, this is not a problem. This is not a problem at all. But it's talked about. You see how everybody is trashing PlayStation right now because of their lack of care. Jim Ryan and all this other stuff. I don't get into what he gets into or what he talks about. But I do know if they did a better job at just try a little bit more, like what other than the PlayStation Now, then look for a better alternative. Then I wouldn't. That's where my issues arise at.
Let me ask you this question then. When it comes to third party or games that aren't owned, or IPs that aren't owned by PlayStation, whose job is it to preserve those games? PlayStation or the creators of those games?
The creators of those games, it goes 50-50.
So you're telling me that PlayStation is also responsible for IPs that they don't own for preservation?
To an extent, yes, I do.
How? Explain.
How do you think?
Explain.
Well, context matters, and I think if you don't make everything so black and white, then you're a console for the people. Everybody does this people versus journalist thing. If you're for the people, then you're aware of your history and you know how important that is, then you would do a lot better, or at least you would try and do better.
So you think it's smart for so say PlayStation went to EA and some of these developers that have these old games and say, yeah, right, we want to put these games into PS Now, or we want to put these, we want to preserve these games for you, and they say, okay, you have to pay a fee.
Fee?
Yes. So you think preservation's free? That's what you think?
No, I don't like.
That's what I'm saying. So you think PlayStation going to a third-party developer and saying, "Hey, I want to preserve your games on my console, but I'm not going to pay you anything." You think that's going to just be free?
No, I know it'll cost resources and money. That's why I stated in my tweet that it should be communicated if you have a better idea. Because I know not everything's free. Nothing's free.
No, nothing's free.
Nothing at all is free. Mm-hmm. But if you lost my train of thought. If you make sure that your customers have a way to play games that that the developer is not going to go out of their way to make sure and do, why don't you try and do that?
So what if the game? So you mentioned something earlier about PS Now and how 800 of those games people don't want to play. If PlayStation is already,
I said, do they? I asked a question. I said, but are they good? And I'm saying that this varies for different people.
I mean, define good. That's a subjective. It's
very subjective. Yes, it is.
One man's trash, another man's treasure. Excuse me. So good is subjective. So to say, are those games good? A lot of them, yeah. I mean, Force Unleashed 2, Resident Evil 3, Sly Cooper, Infinite, those are great games to me. Do people in the chat or you or anybody else think those games good? I don't know, right?
I'm pretty sure good.
That's subjective. But what I'm saying is, so for argument's sake, let's say, a lot of people aren't, because realistically, a lot of people do like to shit on PS Now and say that service is not worth buying into because the games are streaming or because it's not PS1, PS2, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. PlayStation looking at those metrics and seeing people aren't even willing to buy into the service now or buy into something that could function as a preservation tool for these types of games. What does that tell the company?
I mean, I understand what it may it may seem like what it tells the company, but at the end of the day, I want you to actually say. I want you to actually say to the chat, in the show, what does that tell the company? It tells the company exactly what Jim Ryan says. Jim Ryan thinks that nobody cares about these older games, and I disagree. Because
Go ahead. No, make your point. Go ahead.
Okay, the overwhelming majority of the gamers, like the hardcore gamers, people who play games like God of War and Persona, those are the hardcore gamers. The majority of the people love nostalgia and backwards compatibility, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and the sports games. That is what they play. And they can reel in more people. Them just being ignorant and being like, oh, you guys aren't going. Well, guess what? Those great PS3 games aren't playable thanks to Rockstar on a PS4 and PS5. We still can't play GTA 4, which many consider gameplay-wise to be the best Grand Theft Auto. We still can't play that on the PS4 and PS4. We have to go back on our PS3 and play GTA 4 through the PS3 and, like I said before, the outdated controller. And times it's 15 years since the PS3 came out. We have had 2 different controllers. All I'm asking is that we're able to play these older PS3 games, because you like I said, you discluded the PS2 games for some weird reason, as if that's not Sony's legacy. It's still Sony's legacy.
No, of course it is.
Yeah, so that is my only take, is that make it more convenient to play some of these games. I'm not hugely against them shutting down the PS3 store and the Vita store. I completely get it. It probably costs money and resources for them to even keep that up, and they're probably not getting money back on a return to even keep those servers up, for the PlayStation Store. I understand that, but communicate to Sony has completely changed from 2013. 2013, they were well-known faces. They had a sense of humor. They were clowning Xbox, and now they even lost their color. You don't even have the color on the face buttons on the DualSense anymore. Like, PlayStation is losing its identity just a little bit, and they're not being upfront about everything. They weren't even upfront about the launch of the consoles. You can blame that on Walmart, you can blame that on Amazon and everybody who dropped the consoles a few hours before they were supposed to, but Sony isn't transparent anymore. Talk to your fan base the way that Phil Spencer and everybody at Xbox is talking to the Xbox. That's communication.
Why does PlayStation need to do that if they're providing you games? I'm legit asking a question because I'm curious. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I'm just asking a question. Phil Spencer is, you know what? Let's bring it to Xbox, right? Do you own an Xbox Series S or X?
No, I don't.
Now hold on. No. Now the next question I ask you is going to be very important. Why don't you own an Xbox Series S or X?
Simply because I couldn't get my hands on one. My priority was PlayStation, because PlayStation.
Why was your PlayStation? Oh, go ahead. Keep going.
Because like I said before.
No. Keep on. PlayStation is proven. No. Keep on.
Too. That's why.
So you bought a PlayStation for an Xbox because PlayStation has proven what?
It's proven that, I think they owe it to me for 7 years of just being the best place to play games. Like, whether that's locking up. You. So the best place to play because of their exclusive, their games, and pushing gaming forward and things like that. I'm assuming, right? I don't want to assume. So am I right if I say that? Am I right to say that you agree with what I'm saying right now? For the most part, yes. About like the future. I'm huge in the future in the gaming. I want PS5 games. I wish they stopped like porting over and just allowing Miles Morales and the Horizon 2 Forbidden West. I don't want those games to be on PS4 because it scales back the PS5 and what the capabilities. So yeah.
Okay. So you chose to buy a PlayStation 5 before Series X because PlayStation has proven that they can provide quality experiences for you, right? But then you say that you want PlayStation is losing their identity because they're not acting more like Phil Spencer and team. But then when you look at the Xbox side and Xbox offerings, it wasn't good enough for you to pick up an Xbox first over PlayStation. Why?
Well, to be honest with you, like the Bethesda acquisition and just like how they carry their social media, it's very reminiscent to what PlayStation used to do. So to be fair, I don't think PlayStation is stealing I don't want them to steal anything from Xbox. It's just I've seen them act a certain way and communicate with their audience a certain way, and they're simply not doing it anymore.
No, I get that. I get all of that, but you still bought a PlayStation first because PlayStation was still doing something better than the competition. But they
owed it to my wallet. They've proven for 7 years they were better than Xbox. And honestly, I've owned every Xbox. The first time I didn't get an Xbox was last gen, the Xbox One, because they started off the gen terrible and they didn't give me a reason to buy an Xbox One. So I missed all of the Xbox last gen. Okay,
so let's do a rundown of what Xbox has offered or hasn't. So since the launch of the Series S and X, there was no launch exclusives. The focus mostly has been on Game Pass, old games, and getting third-party games day and date into the service. We still don't have a concrete date of when a first-party studio is going to be putting out a title onto the console. Right, their games day and date on Game Pass, and their games go to PC. So realistically, Xbox has no true identity, right? So coupled with all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Phil Spencer being buddy on Twitter really means nothing because look at the output of Xbox. So
Dude, you
when
can
say,
take good from every competitor. They're not doing everything perfect. Xbox can. We all know
Xbox is doing very little perfect. To be honest with you, yes, the acquisition was
I would
great
agree with that too.
and all that
Can we
good
not
stuff.
act like there's not some things they do better than Sony? I think we can all
So outside of making gamers feel good on Twitter, what does Xbox do better than PlayStation?
communication. That's what I feel like.
That's
you have one of your friends in your chat.
that's to make you feel good for you. What is you feeling good, so when they communicate to you, is that enough for you as a gamer?
That's not enough. I didn't say that. You're putting words.
That's what I'm asking. I'm not assuming. I'm asking. So Xbox, Phil Spencer, he likes your tweet, he retweets you, he shouts you out, he sends you a free Xbox. Cool, right? What are you? We get past that. What else? I need a list. What else?
And I think that's what PlayStation is doing better right now. Like, they're providing us the games, but there are times when we don't have the games. Right now, we don't have the game. They just delayed Kena Bridge of Spirits until, I think, August. That was supposed to come out, I think, this month or something like that. Yes, we're getting Return on April 30th. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it was a rumor. But
the developers
there was
themselves
a time,
didn't confirm that. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, but I remember 7 years ago. I remember when the PS4 first came out. That first couple years, we didn't get anything good until 2015 with Bloodborne. So like you can argue. I'm a huge Infamous Second Son fan. I think it was called. It's funny, I claimed it that I'm a huge fan of it. I forgot the title, but I'm a huge fan of that game. But like, let's be honest, like the majority of the people didn't. And we're not blaming Sony. We understand games take time to make. Games take time. There's money. There's so much that goes into it. But guess what? If the PS3, if they would have just not did the whole cell processor thing, and then it was so hard for them to port over the backwards compatible games from PS3 to PS4, there would have been a lot more people on the PS4 at the start of the generation. And yeah, we know they pulled away, but that's because 2015 happened. The games did come. Then 2016, Uncharted 4, and then 2017, Horizon, and then 2018, God of War, 2019, Days Gone, and 2020, Last of Us Part 2. So like, they had banger exclusives every year of the generation after that, but we went 2 years. And I don't want to go 2 years while quarantined, with this pandemic, of playing like one decent or great PlayStation game a year.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
During the because you own the PlayStation 4, right?
Yes, sir.
So during the PlayStation 4 generation, which console did you play more? PS1, 2, 3, or 4?
Oh, hands down, I want to say I played the PS4 more.
Yeah.
Than the prior generation, because I was kind of a toddler when the PS1 was out, and then the PS2 came out, and then PS3.
How old are you? You said you were 22?
22.
23? Okay. All right.
22, born in October 21st, 98.
Right on. Yeah, you was definitely fresh out the womb when that PS1 came out. Right on.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
communication.
You know what I want to ask? I want to ask you this question. Yo, shout out to Red. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all, man. 92 people in here. Hit that like button. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Jalen too, man. I'm glad he's here. What within my and I really want you to break this down. What within my question when I asked Brian Altano, when I said, serious question, what are you playing right now? What within that question made you say, I don't have to defend everything PlayStation does? I'm very curious about that because it was legit, and I explained. I don't know how long you were watching the podcast, if you watched from the beginning or whatever, but I explained why I asked that. Why did you think that was me being a Sony pony defense for it? Like, what made you?
Oh, I'm not big on the name calling, but I understand.
Defend. What made you think I was defending Sony? What made you say that?
Because,
statement?
like I said, I didn't discover you through YouTube. I discovered you through the community. You was wrapped around guys I actually watch, like Broken Games HDR and Crap Gamer every once in a while, just because he's ridiculous. But that's how I discovered you. And like I said, I follow you. I see a lot of your tweets sometimes. I see you owning Xbox on Twitter. And I think it's all funny games. I think to an extent, console wars is fun.
How long?
And I knew what we were getting at because
how long were you following me? Like on Twitter.
I want to say I've been following you for
3 months, maybe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, a few months. Sorry, I keep getting calls.
Like 2 or 3 months, maybe. Like 2 or 3 months. All right. If you
I
scroll
keep getting.
down,
Excuse me.
oh, it's fine. If you scroll down my timeline right now, right, and we're gonna do
I
it
believe
live
it.
on stream.
Yeah.
We're gonna do live on stream, right? So shout out to shout out. Oh, I'm losing followers, man. They don't like how I'm talking lately. Ooh wee. 1,200 followers. Shout out to y'all that follow me. Round of applause, right?
Right.
If you scroll through my Twitter right now, right, you see What's Up PlayStation. You know that's the podcast I do with Bari. Shout out to my bro, right? But then if you scroll through my Twitter, most of what you see is gaming related. I'll retweet, some funny shit, that, Bari or J-Dub or Puerto Rock or somebody says. But most of what you see pertains to news and gaming videos, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm also very critical, like especially like again when I put the links to the podcast and things like that here. I'm always when I'm critical, I always put it out there, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
probably
assume you were following me
okay.
for 3 months. Let's say you were following me for 3 months. If you just look through just this week, we're in Wednesday, right? It's nothing but gaming. There's not really a lot of console war-y. There's not a lot of negativity on my Twitter, right? A lot of stuff is fairly positive and mostly focused on gaming. It's not even one-sided. It's just gaming, right?
Yeah.
Why would you assume that it was going to be even like, look, I was playing Monster Hunter on Nintendo just earlier this week. Like, I'm curious why you would think, because I'm a PlayStation and I'm going to tell you what I think, right? And I could be wrong. I think because of who I associate with and because I prefer PlayStation, I feel like you view me as just this fanboy that will defend everything PlayStation does because of my preference, right? Because,
that's probably my fault for assuming that.
I prefer PlayStation. I'm not afraid to admit that. I have a preference. I think PlayStation is the best console. PlayStation 5 is the best console out right now. I think Xbox needs to do better. All that stuff, right?
I agree.
But if you look through my timeline, it's nothing but gaming and when I do my podcast or when I share people out, right? And funny things. Shout out to Trey Rags, he's super funny. But nothing on here.
What you gonna do about it?
Shout out to my boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yo, I
Why
like
your
him. He's
hand
funny.
move?
Why you? I like him. He's funny. Yo, shout out to Chris Righteous too, man, with that PS5 pickup. But a lot of my stuff is positive and it's very grounded, despite my preference being PlayStation. But you see me question something that Brian Altano did. And you automatically say, "Oh well, I know he's a PlayStation fan, so he's in Defense Force." Why assume that? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what I think it is. I think it's you assuming because I rock with Porter Rock, I rock with J-Dub, I rock with Bari and things like that. And we know that they super hardcore PlayStation fans as well. So because of who I associate with, who I may retweet, that means that everything that's PlayStation I'm okay with and I'm a defend. Is that what that means?
Like I said before, like I was gonna say, when I do get on Twitter, I feel like sometimes I'm scrolling through the feed and amongst other news, I do see you like playing along, like Xbox Warfare stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I'm gonna participate in it.
I was gonna say, like,
of
it's
course.
fun. Like I said, it's fun. Like I participate in it. Like if you go back on my tweets, I'm like, yeah, Xbox is trash. Like I'm doing it too. Like, it's just fun. But like I said, like there comes a time and a place where I'm like, okay, let's have a real conversation. PlayStation can do a lot better. And like I said, I see you, and then you'll put something like that, and I'm like, okay, this guy is kind of. I assumed you were like the J Tech and the J Dubs or whoever the ones that kind of take it too serious sometimes.
Why assume that?
Because like I said, I see who you follow, and I just assume. And Kid Smooth is another one. I'm glad you're scrolling on him right now. I kind of forgot about him. I assumed he was in that core, that group of people that was just like, okay, like. That just won't even give Xbox a chance if they do one thing positive, or will just ignore anything. Like I said, I haven't been following you that long. Never watched any of your content. I'm still not subscribed to your channel. I might after this, but like I said before, I wasn't sure how much of an unbiased YouTuber you were or content creator you were. So that is my fault. That is my apologies for assuming that. But that's how I took it when I saw your tweet.
And this is why I say it's important This is why I say it's important to, and I'm not gonna like focus it on you, but I'm talking to the chat. This is why I say,
Right.
for a lot of people in this community, it's for validation, or it's no one's really doing their own research, right? Because he says, "Oh, I thought you were just this Rabbit fanboy," and I'm using my own interpretation. I'm not
Yeah.
saying you're
No, that's
calling me
what I
that.
said. That's what I said.
But he thinks I'm this Rabbit fanboy. I'm just on Twitter all day on some crazy stuff and just harassing developers and all this weirdo shit. And I do none of that. And I'm just this Sony defense force, which again, Sony is my preference. I have no issues voicing that. I have no issues. I stand by that because I believe everyone in this community should have a preference, and they should hold their console to the standards that they should. Every console, right? But I still speak out to the negative, and this is why I say it's important to really understand the whole story. Because same thing with my boy Bari. People think he's just this fanboy, this Rabbit fanboy that just all he does is sit on Twitter all day making fun of Xbox, and he don't play games and all this other shit. Mind you, he play more games than most people in this community. I play more games than most people in this community. I got 100 platinums. I got almost 7,000 trophies. I play more games than most people in this fucking community. You get what I'm saying? Right? Because at the end of the day, it's really about the game. It's really about gaming, right? As much as, we'll do haha Xbox this, haha Xbox that, right? And make fun. Who is playing games? That is what's most important. And a lot of these people are not playing games. And it shows. It's proof. Right? But yeah, I'm a PlayStation fan too. You get what I'm saying? But yo, listen, Jalen. Listen, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. You were a great sport, man, and this was a good conversation. I enjoyed it. I know the chat enjoyed it as well. But this is why I'm like, yo, man, show the gamers. Exactly, Red. This is why I say, show me them gamer tags and PSN IDs. Big facts. Big facts. Round of applause. Show me your PSN. Right? You want to talk
PSN
shit? No, not you. I'm speaking figure. I'm talking to the chat.
Okay.
Show me show me your PSN. Right? Because look through my timeline. What do you see? Right? You know what? Let's look at Bari's timeline too. Cause a lot of people like put dirt on my boy Bari's name, and I'm sick of that too. Right? Where Bari? Bari right here. Right? Bari, a big PlayStation fan just like me. Big fan. Let's look through his timeline. Look, gaming. Make fun of Xbox because of course not. Why not? Porter Rock, gaming. Retweet. Gaming. Godzilla vs. Kong. Sales. Gaming. It's all gaming, right? But it's this Sony Defense Squad. Who is playing the games? That's what's most important here, right? And when it comes to disagreements or agreements, like I said, I'm always be critical of the things that I think that I disagree when it comes to PlayStation. This whole preservation stuff that people are talking about right now, I think it's all bullshit. Now, I'm not saying that preservation is not important. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the people that pretend like this is important are full of shit. Because they don't play those games. They haven't played those games. They don't care about those games. And come to shove, if it was God of War Ragnarok and playing old ass games, we know where most people are gonna be.
Yep.
That's it. Now, in terms of the preservation, do I want PlayStation to do that? Yes. Do I need them to just, it's gotta be here like right now? No. They get to it. For me, I'm looking at it as they get to it when they do.
Right.
I want the new games. Yeah. Oh no, yeah, get to it. But I'm not sweating when they do get to it. That's all I'm saying. But Jalen, man, you were a good sport, man. I really appreciate you
I appreciate
through,
you having
man.
me on the show.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You want to shout out your stuff, your handle and whatnot.
Yeah, so like I said, don't expect any like content creating from me anytime soon. But if you want to, I just retweet and like funny stuff on Twitter. But my handle is Captain or JTWill1021, and my PSN if you want to try to see if I'm a bot. I've seen a couple people in the chat saying I lost my color because I don't sound like a hood rat, even though I grew up in PG County, but that's okay. Fucking. Real Madrid 1021. You can check my platinums. I only have about 18. Most of them are PlayStation exclusives. I have like one multi-platinum,
18
I think, or
platinums?
two. Yeah, I have about 18.
You sure you're a PlayStation fan? What's your trophy?
No, what? I need like a million platinums.
What's your trophy? What's your trophy level?
It's like a 275. I've had two PSN accounts,
275,
and the other one I made.
Convenient. Two PSN accounts.
Oh
Keep
yeah,
going.
I know it sounds convenient. Look now.
Yeah,
Okay, when I first keep in mind, I was born in the late '90s. I was born in the late '90s. So if you do the math, like my first email account is not the one I have now for like more professional reasons. I was just figuring out how to use the internet and stuff like that. But if you want to check that old one, that one is Storm Shadow 1021. So you can check that one. Not that it's like super impressive or anything like that, but like, I missed like a lot. I didn't have the new consoles coming out like the day one as soon as they came out a lot of times. So I did like, I went to go see my dad. He had the PS4, and that's how I was building up some of my trophies. And I didn't get into platinum games until like January of 2019 when I accidentally platinum Tekken 7. And I was like, this is a sense of accomplishment. I like this. And then I was like, you know what? I'm a huge Naughty Dog fan, by the way. Favorite developer like in the world. And I was like, I might as well platinum the Uncharted games and Last of Us, and now I'm working on the Jack and Dexter game. So that's what I'm doing for right now. But
you doing that all on PlayStation 3?
No, I'm doing that on the PS5 because I have the PS5.
Oh, you can play PS4 games on PS5?
Well, PS2 games. I'm playing.
Oh
PS2
yeah, you playing PS2 games on
PS5.
So backwards compatibility.
Yeah, but it could be a lot. But let's be honest. Look at that PS2 collection.
No, I just need a yes or no. So backwards compatibility.
I mean, you're playing semantics and you're being smart, just like Brian Altano was being smart. But yes, I am playing a backwards compatible game.
I'm just making sure like you're playing backwards compatible games on a PS5.
But guess what? I would be playing Skate 3 on a PS5 right now if that was ported over. I wouldn't be playing Jack and Dexter.
So
where are
you playing it now? Skate 3.
Skate 3, I'm playing on my Xbox 360. Because like I said before, I can't get a Series X because
you have a 360. So you have a 360 because you preserve those games so that you can go back and play Skate 3.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Okay.
I have that Xbox.
So you've done your own preservation.
I'm doing my own preservation. That's not convenient enough. And when you're a $1 trillion company like Sony and Microsoft, I have expectations. My apologies for having expectations.
Oh no, I've seen them do expectations.
Instead of working on some trash, part of hardware like the Kinect and like the PlayStation Move, how about like do things that are actually like requested upon? Nobody's asking for VR. I know there's a lot of people that has VR.
VR sold about 6 million, sir.
It has sold about 6 million, but guess what? There's 120 million sold PS4s.
So we're using the attachment rate argument.
What is the attachment rate argument? I don't know what that is.
You're comparing the amount of a product sold to the amount of people that own
the
product. Really?
I don't know. Like
really?
I said, high
so
demand.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on. So
really?
let's play that argument. Let's play that. So I had this conversation with Mario where we were trying to figure out how many people actually bought digital games on the PlayStation 3. And so we got to a number of about maybe 15 or 20%. That's 15 or 20% of 100%. So that means 80% of people bought physical. Is digital important? Should PlayStation still focus on that for the PlayStation 3? Because only 20% of the people bought the game. Bought the games digitally on PlayStation 3?
Like I said, no, it's not. Like I said, I don't mind them closing down the store. So much so you have a reason to have us not have those games get lost to time. Like if there was a way, if there was a hardware, upgrade or something like that, like a PS5 Pro, and they're like, look, you spend $399, you can play your PS2 games on the PS5. That's what, like, have something to combat that. Don't let these games just, fall into obscurity and just. Do you
or have you owned the PlayStation VR?
VR, no, never.
So how do you know it's a bad product?
I plan on getting the 2. I never said it was a bad product. I said it wasn't in high demand.
But is it a good product?
From what I hear, it's for what they tried to pull off. I hear it's pretty good. Like I said, but I never said it was a bad product. I wouldn't know. I can't speak on things I don't have. I can have an opinion or a prediction about things, but I won't know the answer to those questions until I make a purchase myself and actually have it, you know? So.
Got you.
And I'm very excited for the VR too, believe it or not.
Yeah, you gonna pick that up?
I plan on it. I do plan on picking that up.
Okay. You gonna play the PSVR 1 games on there?
I don't. Because I didn't touch any of them. I wouldn't know, so I would have to. I would have to.
I'm saying, would you play those
VR
with the
PlayStation
PlayStation VR 2? Would you play PSVR 1 games in a PSVR 2?
Sure, of course I would. I would have to go back and see what I missed out on.
Is that backwards compatibility?
That is backwards compatibility. Is that full backwards compatibility? No, it's not. It's
Really?
not full PlayStation.
There was VR
it's not,
on PS3?
It was VR, but that is a fraction of.
Is there
backwards
VR on PlayStation 3?
Is there? No, there's not VR on PlayStation 3.
So what are you talking about? How's that not full backwards compatibility?
Yeah, in the realm of VR, it's full backwards compatible, but it's not.
Okay.
It's not PlayStation. It's not full black. You can't play PlayStation 3 games, all PlayStation 3 games on a PS4 or PS5.
Okay.
And that's what I'm getting at. Just do better. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not asking them to figure out how to make PlayStation 3 games accessible on a PS4 and PS5. I'm saying try. And I'm saying, talk to Konami, ask them how can we get, PS4, not PS4, MGS4, remastered or something. Like do something, try. Like communicate with your, with the artists on what you're trying to do.
Would you rather them talk to Konami about old games or a new Silent Hill?
Oh, I don't give a
Metal Gear
damn
Solid.
about what Konami's doing right now. They released that trash Metal Gear Survive.
So you only care about what they did in the past?
Oh yes, with Konami. Oh yes. Let's be honest. Castlevania, Silent Hill, all the MGS games. Like, I mean, they've never done anything, in the gaming industry, for us since Silent Hills, and they took that away from us, the PS4. So there's that.
Chat, I gotta ask y'all, man. How y'all feel about this conversation, man? Let me know in the chat. Again, Jalen, thanks for being a good sport, bro. Shout out to you, man. I want to get these super chats real quick.
All right.
So Stranded Ninja Gaming, man. Thanks so much for the $5 super chat. They said, bruh, that stuff is baffling. How in the hell are people actually saying that PlayStation 5 has no games? This is beyond me. Yo, listen. Hey, Stranded, listen, man. I don't know what people are playing or are not playing, but yeah, it's beyond me too, bro. Kelvin Smith, man, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, if Sony allowed him to play every one of those games on the PlayStation 5, he will then sell all those old PlayStations. I think that's the convenience he wants. Is that true? Is it fair for? Do you think Kelvin is right?
I think it's no. I understand why he thinks that, but I think it's unfair because I'm a product of. There's a reason I keep all of my. Even if making games backwards compatible would make your older PlayStation games irrelevant, I'm not the one to do that. I own all of my old stuff. So, but I know there's people out there who do stuff like that. So
even if those games were on PS5, you would still own the old consoles.
Oh yeah. It's a product. It's a moment of time. I'm not.
You want to preserve that.
Yeah, I want to preserve the old consoles just because to be able to say I have them. Because
preserve the consoles, preserve the games, and all that, right? Like that's something that you just got to do. Gotcha.
I mean, you don't got to, but like.
No, I'm saying for you. No, I'm saying for you. Even if everything was on PlayStation 5, you would still preserve all your own consoles and games.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
sure.
cool,
Just to
cool,
be able, just nostalgia and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah. The Hatsuma, man, appreciate the $2 super chat. He says, why not PlayStation 4 backlog? Over 3,000 games for droughts. That's what I'm saying, bruh. PlayStation 4, man, we talking 3,000 plus. Like,
yeah, but we just came off PS4,
Yeah.
So it's not. There's no nostalgia in PlayStation 4 because we just spent 7 years with it. Now we're on to the new. But to go back further, like I said, PS3 was going on 15 years ago that it came out, and you got the PS2, which is longer, than the PS1, which is even further than that. So it's like I understand. Like we have those PS4 games. We have them straight up. I appreciate it. It would be an outrage if we didn't have backwards compatible between 4 and 5, but we do. So like, give us more. Give us better. Do slightly better. That's expected.
Yeah, no, definitely. PlayStation is. I don't even know why I bought a PS5, man. Jesus. A Kill Lutz, man. He says, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, bro. He said, why does he want vibration on Why does he want vibration on PlayStation 1 games if he missed the PS1 era?
Hey man, I got my knees. I be down bad, bro. I ain't had a girlfriend in 15 years. You feel me? So like, God. I need that controller to do something real special for your boy. Yeah. Yeah,
man.
it's exactly what you thought it was, buddy. It's exactly what you
Jesus.
thought it was. I'm nasty like that.
Oh my god. Yeah, man, that's the yo, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I really appreciate y'all for coming through. Man, this was a great show. It went longer than I thought it would too, but it's all good, man. Good content, good conversation. And listen, you definitely are better than Beta Male Arsenic, man, because at least you came through to the chat, man. You know, Beta Male Arsenic, he didn't want to come through to the chat and have a conversation. You see how people that disagree can have a nice conversation, and it ain't no yelling, and it ain't no craziness, and you this, it's we kept it in the realm of gaming.
Off on me.
Oh yeah, the chat
was going off. You was respectful. You was real respectful, but I understand it. You know what I'm saying? You got your fans. They got jokes they gotta make.
No, my supporters, man. They real animated, man. I love my supporters though, man. I love them. I wouldn't trade them for the world. Real talk.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Big round of applause to everybody in the chat, man. You know, really appreciate y'all, man. Aziza said, "Nah, I like Arsenic." One day, hopefully one day Arsenic will come through to the show. Hopefully, right? Who knows? But listen, man, appreciate y'all. Please be safe. Enjoy the night. I'm about to watch this Godzilla versus Kong, and I'm about to chill for the night. Y'all be safe, and I'll see you guys next time. We out. Peace. Oh, real quick, by the way, I'm actually gonna be streaming quite a bit this weekend, right? So on Friday at about 6:30, me and Bari, we're gonna be continuing our playthrough of It Takes Two. That's gonna be fun. Don't miss that on the What's Up PlayStation podcast channel. And then Saturday is, obviously Saturday morning, What's Up PlayStation podcast. And then Saturday afternoon, we streaming some Outriders. We streaming some Outriders. We're gonna be playing that quite a bit throughout the day. And then we're gonna switch it up, and we're gonna be playing some Monster Hunter as well Saturday night ish, so probably 8-9 o'clock, something like that. We're gonna be streaming a lot on Saturday, Sunday as well, or I might do Outriders Saturday and then do Monster Hunter Sunday. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. So then I'll do Outriders Saturday, and then Sunday I'll do Monster Hunter Rise and replay that, man. So hope to see y'all at the streams, and yeah, man, appreciate y'all, man. Please be safe, and I'll holler at you guys later. We out. Peace.